This week on this special edition of the cinemas, X-Men Days of Future Past, Godzilla, and an early review of How to Train Your Dragon 2. We continue our Caribbean movie showcase by highlighting talent from the region, and I'm joined for lunch by a special guest as we continue to spotlight the HBO Game of Thrones short film competition. Most people who know me know one concrete thing about me. I like movies. A lot. So yeah, my parents gave me the name of a movie star since before I was even born. But truth be known, before I even knew who John Travolta was, I wanted to work in movies. There was a time in film history when a group of French filmmakers, critics, and writers got together and created what was called Galleria Cinemas. It was a magazine that essentially bridged the gap between the filmmaker and the movie-going audience. With smartphones, everybody today is either a filmmaker or a critic. And that is this show, this online community. This is the cinemas. Thanks for tuning in to this special edition of the cinemas. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Travolta Cooper, I'm your host. And we're coming to you from the grounds of the 67th annual Cannes Film Festival. It's the biggest film festival in the world. We're very, very happy to be here. This is somewhat of a special episode for us. It's our midpoint episode. We've got about 6 more episodes to produce before we're done with the season. And the predominant theme this season has really been the New Caribbean cinemas. And we're sort of modeling the New Caribbean cinema after what happened here in France in the 60s, something called Galleria Cinemas. So we feel very, very much so here at home at Cannes. The energy here from the French is contagious. It's easy to understand why the French essentially invented cinema. But for now, here's a look at this week's Insta Cinema.
We need you to hope again.
X-Men Days of Future Past is one of the most anticipated blockbusters of summer 2014. Does the movie live up to the hype? You bet. For this 7th installment of the film's franchise, the filmmaker of the original X-Men movie, director Bryan Singer, returns and marvels us with his gift of storying through special effects. In Bryan Singer's hands, special effects are subservient to story and not the other way around. The beloved characters from the original X-Men film trilogy join forces with their younger selves from the past and prequel, X-Men First Class, in order to change a major historical event and fight in an epic battle that could save our future. Days of Future Past is exhilarating. It's rich in plot, character, and emotion. Next up is Godzilla. You're probably thinking what I thought when I liked Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Godzilla is the stuff of monster summer movie blockbusters. Lastly is How to Train Your Dragon 2, which opens at Galleria Cinemas and worldwide on June 13th. So this is an early review. I had the privilege of screening How to Train Your Dragon 2 at Cannes 2014, and I had an even greater privilege of viewing it there in 3D. The first film, which was one of my top 10 favorites of 2010, is given even more nuance and emotional resonance here with this great second film. Its filmmaker Dean DeBlois revealed at a press conference at Cannes that this will actually be a trilogy, one that tells the general narrative of Hiccup and his coming of age. Hiccup, who's voiced again by Jay Baruchel, is the son of a Viking chief in the land of Berk, and in this middle story, he finds himself up against a new enemy, Drago Bloodfist, who's voiced by Jaimin Hansu. Drago, who gathers dragons for his own personal army, sees dragons as terrible things that has to be subjugated and ruled by force, and not as intelligent creatures who deserve to be treated well. How to Train Your Dragon 2 delivers. Send us your feedback. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, just for you. So X-Men Days of Future Past is the #1 movie in the Caribbean. No big surprise there. We wanted to use this moment brought to you by Coke, and this opportunity rather, to place a greater spotlight on Caribbean cinemas and Caribbean filmmakers here. The filmmakers that we've encountered here at Cannes this year, for the most part, are participating in what's called the Short Film Corner competition. There are filmmakers from various aspects of the Caribbean diaspora, English-speaking, French-speaking, Spanish-speaking. I had the opportunity to speak to 4 of them. Cannes is a busy, on-the-go festival. I didn't have my camera guy with me, so what did I do? I pulled out my cell phone and I just did the interview by cell phone right there on the spot. So here's a look at some of the interviews we did with some of the Caribbean filmmakers here.
Bonjour everybody, my name is Ryan Can. I am a director from Trinidad and Tobago. The name of my short film is Zombie Island. It's a zombie comedy about a weed-smoking Rasta and a group of other drug runners who use a small bunch of islands off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago to run drugs and hide from the authorities. One night a drug run goes wrong and they have to escape the local coast guards and they end up washed ashore this mystical island called Zombie Island. The island's actually part of our folklore. It's a fictional island, but the folklore within our island is basically the indigenous ancestors of our island used to send the wayward of their tribe to this island, and if they survived the night, they were freed of their charges. The reason I decided I want to tell the story is because Caribbean people are easygoing, and I guess we laugh off a lot of stuff. I mean, it's a serious thing in terms of crime and drugs in our country, but we don't really revolt or anything like that. We just laugh and we avoid the issues.
Okay, so the film is about the storyline is that a young woman living in Paris, originally from Haiti, is having visa trouble basically, but she's fed up to go through all this hassle, and she's decided that she's gonna go back home to Haiti. Obviously, when I made it, I was thinking both about where I'm from, but at the same time, I was thinking about its significance, and as a Haiti, as a so-called poor island today. What would it mean to have a girl that has chosen to go back to Haiti? Although everybody here in France is telling her you have to stay because that's where your life is. You could be more useful to your country from here. That's the kind of stuff you hear. Usually, that's what they go through. Usually, people that's here, they want to stay here because they believe strongly that they can be more helpful to their country from here than going back there. And I wanted to change the mindset on that, or to offer a different perspective on this issue.
Hi, this is Adrian Schwartz. I'm the writer-director for One Night Stand. Well, One Night Stand is a short film about an old Puerto Rican farmer who faces the decisions he made in his past through an unlikely encounter with a young city girl. It stars Braulio Castillo, renowned Puerto Rican actor. And yeah, it's currently in its festival circuit. I've definitely noticed this wonderful new wave of filmmakers coming from the Caribbean, in part due to the digital revolution, how that it's made filmmaking a lot easier to access. However, I don't think there is one film that really represents the Caribbean as a whole, and with it the hardships that come from growing up in the Caribbean. I think that's in part due to the wide range of different cultures. Like I said before, this melting pot that is the Caribbean. This wide range of different cultures and how they've mixed together. And each island, has its own flair. However, I do think that we should strive and work towards this ideal Caribbean film.
My short film at the short film corner is called Techos Protos. It's a short film from the Dominican Republic, and we went to Clermont-Ferrand where we have our premiere, and we were selected for the first time. So the Dominican Republic was available to be there in the official selection and competition. And we're actually very happy to be in Cannes also, because as you know, the Dominican Republic is a new country coming up in cinema, and we have a lot of help from the government right now. So it's pretty excited to be able to have all the incentives that they create, so we can be able to do those films. And my short film is one of those films that won one of those grants that they put over there, so filmmakers like me could do their work. I think we are all the islands, like the Caribbean. We are quite new in the cinema industry, but I think there is going to be a lot of things coming up in the coming up years, and it's great.
It is our hope that some of these films and filmmakers end up showcasing at Galleria Cinemas. Dining in a Movie this week is brought to you by Mocha in Cannes, France. Mocha is located right across the street from the world-renowned Palais de Festivals, which serves as the centerpiece for all of Cannes' red carpet premieres. So, joining me today for this special segment of Dining in a Movie is Miss Jane Shuttle. I've known Jane now for several years. We first met at the Bahamas International Film Festival in 2008, and she's been a bit of a mentor over the years in terms of my writing and scripting, and she's absolutely brilliant. She hails to us from Toronto. She works with the Toronto International Film Festival, and as you guys know, HBO Caribbean is, through Cable Bahamas, hosting a short film competition. And Bahamian filmmakers are asked to submit short films based on Game of Thrones Season 4. And the winner actually gets to go to the Toronto International Film Festival. So Jane is going to talk to you today about what our winner can expect from the Toronto International Film Festival. We're here at Cannes right now, but I think it's safe to say that Toronto is the next Cannes, if not already. It's growing into this huge festival. Oscar contenders come out of this festival every year. I'm looking forward to going this year myself.
I think Toronto is a really different film festival than Cannes.
Yes.
Cannes is very much about the industry, about glamour, about press, etc. Toronto is very much a festival that's driven by its audiences. Last year we sold over 450,000 tickets.
Oh wow.
That's a lot of people coming to see movies.
Yes.
But that's not to say that we don't have extraordinary amounts of glamour and extraordinary amounts of movie stars and all of that. But really the big picture is that we're 10 days in September.
Yes.
We're considered, I'm proud to say, one of the top 1, 2, or 3 film festivals in the world.
Yes.
We're very large. A lot of festivals like Berlin or Cannes have very small selections of films. We're very large. We have 260 films last year. It's a lot of movies from all over the world, from 65 countries. And there's something for everybody at that festival.
And I should also add that the Game of Thrones finale, which is June 15th, will be at Galleria Cinemas. That's going to be a huge event. There's going to be a lot of surprises. The actual finale event is going to be shown there. Are you a fan of Game of Thrones at all?
I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. Unfortunately, I travel so much for my work at the festival to go around the world selecting films that right now you can't say anything about Game of Thrones because the last 4 episodes are sitting on my PVR.
It's amazing the phenom it is around the world, the show.
Yeah.
And as I've met filmmakers from around the world and I've told them about this show and I've told them about what's happening in the Bahamas in particular, because it's not happening anywhere else in the world. For some reason, HBO has favored the Bahamas. And they are granting Bahamian filmmakers with this special and unique opportunity.
Nassau's gone soul. We've got a doggone beat now. We're gonna call our very own Nassau Rock and Nassau Road. Nassau's got a whole lot of soul. Feel alright. Mini skirts, maxi skirts, and afro hairdo. People doing their own thing, don't care about me or you. Nassau's gone funky. Nassau's got soul now. Oh yeah. And we.
Thank you for watching the cinemas. Feel free to subscribe to our channel.